Yes, all the hygiene-friendly people out there. You know what it is. It's never a foul. We're nearly on 12K, just 100 subs off, maybe less. I think about 90 subs off of 12K already, thanks to all you good people, all the new people. But today, you don't think you're going to find any slander on any sort of player that you might see in a thumbnail or even in the title. You got Darwin Nunez there and everything along them sides of Sancho, not in the greatest of forms. People that have suffered mentally, people that have had to go and get some rehab, some therapy. That's why we're going to be discussing Dele Alli, because at the end of the day, Dele Alli is only 27 and he's the hot topic right now, considering everything. And it's kind of time to kind of revamp what kind of season he may have under someone like Sean Dyche, who I would say is great as a man manager. Somebody could probably, I think Everton can maybe appreciate along them lines. But other than that, obviously, of course, everyone is here today. On another Thursday, man like Ty's in the building with his dodgy connection. Man like Mo staring into the abyss like he's watching something he shouldn't be watching. And then obviously, getting ready, and looks like he just keeps having trips to the toilet. But yeah, man, everyone that's here that's watching it back, make sure you like this video. Anyone that is watching this back and isn't present live, we like to have conversations in the comments if possible. We'll respond to you. So everyone get involved regardless if you're here or not. But yeah,
firstly, has everyone had a good day?
Yeah, to be fair. Yeah. Do you know what's mad? Quick story. I always do meetings in Milton Keynes, yeah. And I go to schools and it's normally like a 10-minute thing. Everything cool, yeah, cushy, bless, move on. I went into 2 schools today. I was there for an hour each. I was getting tours. I was going into the classrooms. I was like, do you know what? This is sick. So do you know what? Yeah, I had a good day because I had something different and I like that.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's the key. Everyone had, and I hope everyone watching this had a good day as well.
A good day as well, exactly.
Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. Friday's basically the weekend.
I had a good day too. I had a food delivery, so that made me very happy.
You did. And you made some great food as well. Thank you, Cass.
I had my chairman, my football chairman, begging me to come back to play some football.
Guess where his chairman lives?
Guess where he moved to?
Huntingdon.
Bedford. Castle Road.
Raw.
Yeah, man.
Chairman vibes though. Castle Road is chairman vibes.
Even what is the football club? Is the football club here?
No.
It's down in South.
But it would be good to get to training them back, and then along the lines of he was what was he saying again? Oh yeah, to the point I said, look, I can't lie. In the last 2 years, I haven't played nothing. I'm not my former self anymore. I've blown up. I've gone 27 and I blew up. And he's like, I'll go running with you. I was like, okay, that's a bit different, but thanks, but no thanks.
Not with the chairman, that's a bit mad.
And I say I could do it myself, but then I'm thinking like I thought back to Dele Alli situation, innit? Thinking, like I could do it myself, but someone's offering you help. Why should I say no?
Can I just say something, Mo? This is like the show you did the other lunchtime with Cass, where literally you weren't saying nothing, but that time you were frozen. Actually, I did take screenshots, by the way. I haven't sent them around yet. But Mo, you haven't said a word yet.
No, I'm just waiting. Listen, I just finished dinner. Had a long day. I had risotto seafood, tagliatelle with seafood, and octopus and calamari
octopus is
salad.
Seafood. That's also seafood.
That's also seafood. And I had that beefsteak. And
hold on. So you had calamari. Hold on. List everything you had. You sound like you had an absolute feast.
So we had a calamari salad, risotto with seafood, tagliatelle with seafood, and a beefsteak, and then we ended up with panna cotta dessert.
All right, Mo, you don't have to put the Italian.
You're gonna fall asleep in the middle of this stream.
And I went to the beach.
That's why I said he's quiet. He's in a food coma.
Yeah, he's like, woo, god damn, I'm good.
Oh man, I can't wait to talk. The only slander I might give is someone that Arsenal preseason game. I can't lie.
Cass, listen.
How did Havertz play? I don't get to watch
him. Didn't see him. I heard shades of RBP and I saw him go for that left-footed volley. It was
Listen, Cass sat here. So I got home just in time for probably the last 25 minutes, and I was like, I want to watch it. So we put it on, yeah. And do you know one thing that's hard? It's hard watching. Like yesterday, I watched a bit of United as well on their own fan channel. Yeah, because the commentary is so damn biased, it's unbelievable. But anyway, we watched it, and Cass was so happy at the result. Instantly, I could see him on his face, on his phone, laughing to himself. I think, yeah, what's he up to? The guy with the tees back.
Yeah, something
about Havertz, it just popped up on my timeline on Twitter, the full highlights of only Mason Mount. And I didn't watch that, and I didn't watch the game. And I know we're not talking about Mason Mount. I just have to say, what he did for the first game.
It's only one game, to be fair.
Exactly. But what he did for the first game, one game at Man United,
in 3 months,
showed the hunger. He showed that he wants to play football again.
Everywhere,
popping everywhere, connecting passes from the
agree.
defense.
Yeah.
Like he was connecting passes, man, from the midfield, going all the way to the defense, trying to create triangles.
Yeah,
but that's
trying to make
and even getting through a couple times one-on-one, Mo. Like,
but you know what? This is the thing. Sorry, this is the thing that I saw in Mount, right? So obviously we can talk on the Mount when Chelsea had that period under Tuchel where they won the Champions League and they were good, and that under Mount shone at that point, 100%. But afterwards, as Chelsea dropped off, I actually feel that there was a period, and I can't put my finger on when it was. It was after the drop-off. As they dropped off from that period, Mount sometimes looked like the player that wanted to drive Chelsea forward, and would keep working, right? So I don't doubt anything you're saying. Look, I'm going to stand by the word. Let both of them cook, because I think, let's see on both of them.
You know what's interesting for me out of all of that? Look, there was a couple ballers in there that for Arsenal. There was a young guy. I think he put Balogun. I think Balogun's movement was wicked, right? Even though he missed 2 open goals, his movement was sick. There was another kid. I don't know what his name is. I think his name is
not Nwanweri or whatever his name is.
Nah, bun that guy. There was a kid in the middle of the park, and his name was, I can't remember his name. It's like a double barrel name. I don't know what his name is. If someone says it, he looks nuts. He was moving nuts. Now he was moving nuts. His name's like Miles. But what
was the first game that Arsenal played last year?
Chelsea, when they won 4-0 on it.
Yeah. You remember that game? I think we did a show after that.
Yeah, we did.
We all said, "Oh, that Arsenal looks so different than the one that played last year."
Yeah.
You remember? I remember that. And then I think one of us said, "Okay, this looks like legit a team that is set up to play progressive football."
Hold
when
I can't
remember who
I was saying that day was that for me, it was very clear, because around that period when Arsenal played Chelsea, it was just after they'd really been getting it off of Tottenham and Chelsea fans saying, we're getting our targets and you lot are getting rubbish, right? And they were laughing. Arsenal were becoming, after getting Zinchenko and Jesus, it was a bit like, you're not getting the Brazilian that you wanted, you're not getting this player, you're not getting that player. And then Arsenal went and beat Chelsea 4-0. And I remember saying, this is Zinchenko and Jesus have walked into that team and said, we haven't joined you to go and lose to Chelsea, right? We've joined you like to have a mentality of winners. And when they went and won 4-0, I was like, that's what having 2 players.
Oh yeah, I remember that over in America. That game
can do. That they've done that. We're different now, though. This is the thing with Arsenal. They're different because they've proven themselves. Now,
sometimes do you know what it is? And when you're in Arsenal situation, because they didn't win anything last year, but they done so well last year up to a point, the hardest thing sometimes is actually going out and backing it up. Because when you come in as Jesus and Zinchenko and you're saying we want to change the mentality, we want to turn into winners. Yes, you've done that partly to a point last season, but actually coming back and doing it again and repeating it, that's sometimes a bigger test. And that's why Arsenal are going to be under a watch, because it's like City. People always say, City won the first one, but how many more are they going to go again? And it's like, right, City have gone again. They've proven that it weren't just a one-time thing. And with Arsenal, that's what we'll see. If they've got the mentality to do it again. Because they learned one thing that was as well last year.
One thing that was interesting in the second half is when, Cass, correct me if I'm wrong, when Balogun came on, Jesus was playing a bit wider and Balogun was playing through the middle, which shows you that they can do that. Like if Balogun was to decide, if Arsenal were to decide, you know what, let's bring back, because I've said I don't believe Balogun will go back unless he's getting kind of assurances that he's going to be starting.
No, it's interesting.
This is why I think Balogun, his aim should be okay. It's not going to be able to start above Jesus, but I think with Nketiah, I think he could take Nketiah's spot and be like number 2 striker. Whereas if Jesus is injured, you're the first one that's coming in. I think that's what his aim should be. And then next year it doesn't work out, he should move on. I actually think, by the way, if Crystal Palace were looking for a striker, I think he'd be perfect for them, to be honest.
You know what? This might be the first time in pre-season where rival fans watch each other's pre-seasons ever. By the way, I think this is it. I'm going to be watching Liverpool's one. I'm going to be watching Tottenham's.
We've got Arsenal in 2 weeks, Cass.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to be scouting all the pre-season. I'm watching all the games. No one's signing for my shamelessness next season. You must be crazy. But
Cass has got to a point. By the way, people, anyone that's seen Cass's pre-season so far and thought, wow, Cass has been really balanced, level-headed, not shameless. Yesterday in our group chat, Cass officially confirmed he's bored now. He can't wait for games. He can't wait to get back to the old Cass and be shameless. And then today, Arsenal draw, and Cass is looking at his phone, giggling and posting videos of him drinking tea. So he's coming.
Do you know what, Daps? I even saw George come out today, and he's been quiet for weeks. I was like, okay.
Oh, he's getting excited because they've made 2-2 signings.
You know what was interesting? Last part of the preseason before we move on to the Dele Alli stuff. Like Mikel Arteta said from going from saying like he sees Havertz as a midfielder, and then he's saying along the lines of he's going to see how he adapts and how they're going to get to know each other, relationship stuff, and then he's going to say we'll find out where his best position fits. It's like Arteta doesn't even know where his best position is. How can you buy the guy and not know what he's got an idea for his best position? That kind of makes me a little bit thinking like, why did you even buy the guy then? You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you see Ten Hag, you can clearly see what he's trying to do with Mason Mount, but then you're going to have to get with this guy. So, I don't know where he fits best yet, but we'll see.
He got tricked. He thought this is another Xhaka. He thought this is a younger Xhaka.
This makes me think this is not Arteta. This makes me think that this is not Arteta's signing, by the way. I don't think he looked at Havertz and said, that's my signing. I think that the board just went and got it.
And if that is the case, then that's a big problem for the club, because I think it's an Arteta signing. I think any signing now, Arteta has earned the right to say, right, these are my signings.
I reckon
if he had a poor season, if Arsenal flopcast, then I can understand the club might say we want to do this in case you're not here. But the fact that he's come second in the way Arsenal are going, I think all these signings now for me have got to be Arteta's.
Yeah, I hear it, but it's like sometimes the club does scouting and says, look, you've been crying for a guy that's been wanting to play multifunctional position in this, there, and there. He can cover this. This is what we're going to go get. And that's what they want to got him. And that's what you're going to have to do. I just don't look at Havertz and reminds me of Arteta, I'll be honest. I just looked at that.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Smash the like button as well, people, man.
Before we get into it, what likes are we on so far?
We are on with 331 people in the building. We have got 78 likes.
Yeah, people. So let's get it up to the first. The first mark is 100.
And 15.
And 15 now.
16, sorry.
116, do you want?
Yeah.
Oh, where's the extra charge come from?
There was one from earlier, like
okay, cool. 116 charges. Get the likes up to represent the number of charges. As usual, I'm just going to explain it so that you don't feel like we're trying to bully you into it and tell you to do something. It helps the channel out. It will push us out to a new audience, even more so while we sleep and get our rest after this show. It will keep pushing us out. So people, please take that that like button. Right then. Mo, I want to hear more of Mo's voice.
Yeah, Mo, man. You're too quiet today, man. Did I hurt you with that comment earlier? I hurt you, didn't I? You took that one person. Because I know Daps did. He threw water at me. But
I made sure there was only a certain amount of water. I made sure there wasn't too much.
I mean, I was kind of hot anyways. Like,
I only found out the other day cats don't like water.
Cats don't like water?
Yeah.
I'm rolling around. Oh, well, I'm rolling around with two water pistols up because I hate them. Has any of you seen them?
Do you know how I clocked it? Do you know how I knew?
Them electric water guns, by the way, they look sick.
My boy had a cat on his new car, and he went out with a bucket of water, and the cat absolutely went mental. He dashed it on it. And then he was telling me...
yeah, the cats don't like water.
Yeah.
I
was like, okay, cool. Any cats on my car?
Are you a beach person, Cass?
Yeah, I love the beach.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I don't know about my mum.
I'm half and half. I don't really
my mum's like, I know this is just gone off topic, but my mum's cats, you don't know them then. They love water. They go out in the rain. They don't give a damn.
Do you know what it is with the beach? Yeah, I don't mind the beach. I like nice beaches, like Maldives beach is mad. But the only thing with the minute you touch a beach, sand is mad. Yeah. The way sand gets everywhere is so annoying. And it literally you're like, how has it got there? Because I've gone in my trainers. I've made sure sand hasn't gone over the top of my trainers. I've done everything. Why is there sand in my hair? How has sand got in my damn hair? Right. I haven't put my head in the sand. It's sand. I can't stand it. But it's nice to go to a nice beach and kind of spend 10 minutes there, then go back to the
I mean, Arsenal did last season.
I don't know what's more annoying, sand or the AstroTurf stuff that gets in your shoes. Oh,
that's
days.
another mad one. Yeah. How does
Yeah, I know. As I was saying, Arsenal spent some time on the beach and they got lost in the sea, and then they got eaten by sharks. But here we go. And then they won a treble, and they made me annoyed. Other than that, yeah, man, Dele Alli, man, he came out earlier and said what he said. You don't need to repeat it. People want to go see it. You can watch the overlap if you wish. But the better question is: do you reckon at 27 years old, Dele Alli, do you reckon he can find his best form again that we once saw like a few years ago? Because it wasn't actually that long ago. You know, like Pochettino didn't get sacked only yesterday. He went 3 years ago. What do you guys think?
Mo?
I'm not sure about it. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be very hard. There's nothing impossible, but it's gonna require a lot of work and it's gonna require a lot of dedication. And the guy showed that he isn't a dedicated person. He wasn't. That's just some people are just like that, like a Balotelli style player. You know, like it's very hard. Balotelli tried, by the way. He tried to go back to his best. It became very hard. And he said, it's all the fame, all the money, everything around me, my family, being black in Italy. He said it didn't help. And I think at this day, it's just very hard also because football is becoming a business. And I don't think anybody will give him that chance to go back to the top. It's not like back in the days where there is time, people will give you time, will dedicate their time to you. I think nowadays football is just about business. And I think it might pass him. It might pass him.
So what you just said there is very interesting. I do agree with a lot you said about it being business. Now, here's the key. Now, firstly, salute to Dele Alli for coming out. Anyone that thinks it's about timing, right, and say, the timing's a bit mad, because I have seen this from a few people saying, you know, he's waited till he's at rock bottom career-wise to talk on it. Now, yeah, of course. But when you're living the life, when you're happy, when you're putting on a happy front to everyone, when you're scoring goals for England, when you're scoring goals for Tottenham, when you're getting paid a lot of money, when everything is going better for you than it ever has, you don't have time to stop and you don't have time to reflect. Your mental health, you think, is good. Soups once said to me that when I am loud, when I'm out there, when I look to someone that doesn't know me, my happiest, he worries about me, right? Because ultimately, you're so carried away that you think your mental health is fine when actually you've got no control whatsoever, but you're unaware of it because you're busy. Especially when you're younger, you've got to think he was younger then. He's now got to the point where he's got a lot of time to reflect. He's going through rehab. When you go through therapy, rehab, they ask you why you are the way you are. They help you to understand why you are the way you are. So he's been made aware, and I can vouch for it right now. We're not going to go into it, but I live near to where Dele Alli is from. I have friends, other halves that went to school with him. I have a close friend that was involved in the family in one way or another. I can tell you now, everything he said is not a lie. This is not him trying to put a twist on anything.
I can vouch for that as well.
This is real talk, right? And I've got to salute him for coming out and doing it. Now, here's the thing. He's had people on his back for a long time because of his performances, yeah? And because of, there's been this, you're acting up off the pitch. And so everyone's been on him. Now, everyone's backing him. Everyone is. And if you're not backing him, then do you know what? I hope your day gets better because you should be backing him, right? Everyone's backing him now. So that's a confidence boost because he's got people wanting him to do well. He's going to have Everton backing him. He's going to have the manager backing him. And the other thing is that when you say from a business point of view, actually, there ain't no business that doesn't want to back him right now, because if you don't back him, then you're going to look bad. So actually, I think this is a story that some clubs will want to be involved with, whether it's right or not. They will want to see if they can help Dele Alli and get Dele Alli back to where he should be. So I actually think right now, he's a player that, especially the type of managers that care, and there are managers out there that care, that want to put an arm around him and get him back to his best. And let's be clear, Dele Alli at his best was very damn good. Very, very good.
He was.
So,
he was. He hit big numbers as well. And like when you think about it, 20 goals and assists or whatever it was in that 2018 season, and he was only like 22 then. And I don't think any player had done that. I think today, what I saw from Dele Alli, and I saw one, I'm not even going to name names, but there was something in my group chat, and there was one guy being really like negative about it. And I didn't really speak up because I was at work and stuff, but I saw other people doing it. And it was like, oh, look, people like cry towards this, but they don't care about this. And it's like, at the end of the day, you need to separate them things, and it's a case-by-case thing. And with Dele Alli, I think for him coming out now, how I look at it, right? And even me, when I've had obviously different to Dele Alli, but I've had my own troubles. I know Daps has obviously spoken on here about his troubles before and stuff. And when I've been going through my troubles, for example, I've never really spoke out about it. Obviously, I'm not saying I'm a famous person, but to the public, I'll speak about it to like my closest people and stuff who know I'm going through it at the time. But then when I actually decided to sort of open up about it, or I bump into someone and they're like, "How you been?" And I'm actually like, "Do you know what? I haven't been great," and I'll speak to them about what I've been going through. That's because I've sort of found my peace, and I've admitted to myself that I know what I was doing was not right, or I weren't in a good place. And I feel like Dele Alli, what he's been going through, he's spoken to some of his close people, but he even admitted, I know who his stepmom, his adopted parents are, and they even tried helping him, and he even said in the interview that he didn't want to even speak to them. He was swearing on their lives that he wasn't taking sleeping tablets, for example, but he was. But the fact is now he can speak to them now because he's found his peace. And that's what rehab can enable you to do, because it helps you kind of find your deeper meaning into what's going on. And they always say, right, like I can speak to my friends, I can speak to certain people about certain things, but sometimes speaking to like a stranger or someone that doesn't know you actually on that level enables you to kind of open up more. And I'm not saying that's because you think people are going to judge you and whatnot, but because someone's known you for so long, they know you for you. Whereas someone from an outside book who is a specialist in that area is going to judge it on the situation. They don't really know too much about you as a person, as a friend, because it's not like that. And that's why he's got that professional help. And I feel like him getting that is the best decision he could have made, because a lot of men, and we always talk about mental health, especially since COVID, that a lot of men don't really want to get help, or they don't really want to speak about it. But actually, after you do, you feel much better within yourself. And secondly, you can then use your experience to help others, which Dele Alli is obviously saying he's trying to do on a global scale by doing this interview, but also people closer to him as well. And I just feel like now he's found that peace within himself in terms of what he was doing it for, the reasons why it was happening, of course, and why he couldn't get over it, which are obviously very sad reasons and stuff like that. And I think, do you know what? I wish him the best now. And I think when Daps and Mo were talking about it in terms of business and stuff like that, I actually agree with Daps, because I think if you're a business and you're looking at the sale of him or whatnot, I think that's the last thing that should be on your mind. At the end of the day, it should be, right, Dele Alli, let's get back enjoying your football. And also touching on it, with Everton having someone like Sean Dyche, I actually think in terms of a manager, that's probably the perfect manager in terms of, if I could pick like sort of 10 managers in England right now, he's one of them players that I managers that I feel like can put an arm around him or sit round with him and say, do you know what, Dele Alli, well done for coming out. I want to believe in you. Let's see what we can do to help you. I don't think he's that type of manager that's going to sort of shun you away. I think he's actually got the right manager around him. So yeah, man, I'm happy he's come out.
Yeah, he said that. And quickly, just breaking news. Onana's been sold to Manchester United at his last dinner at Inter Milan with whoever it might have been. They're saying around 43 million. Damasio, Fabrizio, all of them, all the Italian names and up in there saying that it's done. And he's going to join Man United on their pre-season tour to go to America.
I'm intrigued. Sorry, I'm intrigued by all Italian names. That
you know what? Can I just say, sorry, Cass, just quickly, I'm just going to say, I see Sophia, I see a comment. She says, I agree with Ty. There's something about seeking out help to talking to professional who's going to be neutral. Yeah. She's done that herself with her own struggle. So, do you know what? Big up Sophia for talking on that as well.
You know what? 100%. That's why going to a counsellor, a life coach, or any of that, their job is to listen. Their job isn't to, their job is to probe, and their job is to listen to everything and give responses. And look, the truth is, like me personally, when I've been through bad points, I don't reach out to my closest friends, because I see right now my closest friends are doing well, and I'm like, I don't want to hinder them, right? I don't want to hinder them. I'm just going to deal with it myself, and they'll be like, you're right. And when it comes out, they're like, why didn't you message me? I'm like, because you lot are doing well. I don't want to put it down on my friends. I love seeing you doing well. But sometimes you'll speak to somebody you don't really know, and you can just open up to them. And honestly, when I say a problem shared is a problem halved, it is not a joke. Just speaking, they won't give you a solution. No one can give you a solution. Just speaking releases, because it's a problem on your brain. A bit like if you've got a bill to pay, it's a problem on your brain. You pay it, it's released. You let it out, and it's no longer a problem because you spoke about it. So it's not a problem. So 100% people reach out and whatever. Yeah, man. So Cass, finish off. So on Onana, is it how far has it gone? Is it because he's had a goodbye meal? He took them out for paella.
No, it's done. So the deal is reported to be between 55 million euros plus 5 add-ons. The final sale isn't. The final price isn't there yet, but I think they already had a verbal agreement. It's done. Onana today said that he didn't want to leave and all this stuff, but he had all the deals with Man United. He said that, but Inter wanted to sell him, and I think the deal is done today. Now, actually, right at the moment. At the moment, it's done. Fabrizio Romano is going to do the here you go, but in Italy, I think it's done. So he's sold. He's gone to Man United.
Yeah, 43 million. Keep crying, Mo. Mo Nana. No Mo Nana.
Why would I keep crying? I don't get that. 43 million pounds for Onana. So exactly, Inter will get their 60 million euros that they want.
Oh, here we go. 60 million euros.
The exchange rate's just gone up according to
just gone up according to Mo, man.
You're going to go from Onana to Jan Sommer, Mo.
We're going to go to
Hugo Lloris.
Lloris.
No, they're gonna get Zoma.
Jan Sommer, isn't it?
Young as a second goalkeeper.
The young Sommer.
Gonna get,
what, like May?
Yeah. The Zoma, the guy that plays for Bayern Munich.
They're
gonna get another guy.
This guy really trying to say 60 million euros. He's having a bubble. They said.
Did you just put it in whack it? Just simply put English pounds to euros and see what it comes up on. And Google don't even give the best rates.
60 million euros is about 52 million pounds. It could be that.
No. Hold on.
With the add-ons, it will probably be about that.
Because it's pounds to euros.
They're going to
reach the add-ons. And if we reach the add-ons mode, that means he's been successful. Man United has potentially won trophy, so I'm cool with that.
So 40 million. 40.
No, I think it came from Italy because Fabrizio hasn't reported it yet.
If DiMarzio,
hold on. So the exchange rate, Mo, you are a little right. So according to Google, and Google doesn't give the best exchange rate, 40 million pounds. Is that what it is? Are we reporting 40 million pounds?
55 in euros.
No. So hold on. So the deal is reported not in pounds because the Italian media reported.
So what's the deal in? So tell me, it's in euros.
55, isn't it?
Oh, that's even worse.
50. I think I'm not sure now because.
So hold on, is the deal reported in euros? Yeah.
In euros.
Why
55 plus 5 or.
Let's say 55 because we've got to say 55.
Nico Schira, which is an Inter.
And Mo, I know you want to be clear with. Does it include any?
So the clearest two is DiMarzio and Nicola Schira. They said 50 plus 5 or 55 plus 5. It hasn't been reported.
So it's 50. 50 plus 5. Right, cool.
So it's about 43 million.
That's 42 plus like 3.5. So that's like 45 going on 46 million if it's 55.
42. If it's 50, it's 42.7 million pounds.
So now exactly. Okay. So now it came out now, I guess. It's exactly what they said. It's 50 plus 5, not 50.
Yeah, so that's 40. So it's 42. So it's 43 million plus 4.
And then if we win trophies, we pay the other 5. Yep.
So 47 million packet.
I'm on you, Mo. Now I'm on you.
I think that's very.
You changed.
No, it's the other way. So see the other way. Cass reported it in pounds, and the deal came out in euros.
Cass was about
not
right.
in pounds.
I know my exchange rate.
That's a steal.
Anyway, do you know what? The bottom line is he's at the club. Let's forget that.
He's no Mo for you.
Yeah, man. I'm happy. I see David Ornstein, by the way. I know we're going to talk about.
Is he back? Hold on, is Ornstein back? Is Ornstein tweeting again?
No, he just said about Harry Kane and he said he's Bayern's owner has met with Daniel Levy today, so they're going to see.
Essex has had the cheek to bid for Rob Holding for £2.5 million. That is not. There's zero ratings in that.
Well, that is. Come on. No matter what we say about Rob Holding, he's not £2 million.
It's not £2.5 million.
Do you know what though? Sorry, I don't want to go back. I don't want to move on from the Dele Alli thing yet. I want to see what you man think. Yeah, in terms of him when he spoke about like his situation and also the sleeping bit, which was very interesting. You know, the sleeping tablets and stuff, because the players obviously play Champions League, then they wake up, they go training the next day or whatever they have. And he said, you know what? I actually don't think this is just a me problem.
Oh, bro.
That was interesting.
Well, I can tell.
Could do a few of those sometimes.
All right, cool. Let me just say, I'm not. Do you lot know what snooze is?
Yeah, of course. Loads of my boys take that.
A lot of your boys are ballers, innit? Bro, snooze, in the football community
is huge.
Is an and you know what snooze does? It calms you down.
Yeah.
Bro, snooze, is a problem in the football community. Like,
and it's only, I'll be real with you, only been in the last
5
like,
years,
3 years, 4 years.
Yeah. Well, and I don't F with that. It's mad for me. And I don't believe it's illegal.
It's a good point to bring up, though. That
I don't believe it's illegal. I don't believe it's not legal. Yes, so it's not illegal. They're doing nothing wrong. But it's interesting that it calms you down. Yeah, that a lot of footballers, for whatever reason, need to calm down. Like, take that in. That, I don't know, the world that they're in and the way that they're seen, that they need to calm down. That so. I don't know. The lifestyle is, for me, it kind of tells me the lifestyle. They don't want to. A lot of footballers don't want to be in that lifestyle.
Yeah, but they want to play as they brought up as a kid. You play your Sunday league. You go into your academies. You enjoy your football because your job is just to play football, enjoy it. You go home. You're with your family. You're seeing your friends still. But when it actually is becoming professional, you're playing in the biggest competitions. The pressure's there. Football, as much as they might not admit it, the fun part of football is not there as much as it was when they were just playing without the big responsibilities.
Pressure,
and bro. You know what it is? It's trying to find the balance of both. And that's what they're struggling with, because I don't think right now, look at the schedules we're talking about in the last 2 years. Players have been playing 11-month seasons. There is no balance right now. There is no balance. And they're trying to find that balance, and there isn't. And that's what
imagine trying to live. Balotelli once said it, I believe, where someone said, why have you got, like, I think he came out and said, I'm being paid this much money. I'm an 18-year-old. How do you want me to act, right? So if you imagine the amount of money these players are earning, they've still got the same friends. They've still got like the same, and with all that money, it would be very, 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 very hard to lead a calm life, right? If you've got that much money,
should have a cap on it, man. For young players under a certain age,
or it goes into somewhere for them in their future lives or something like.
And that's what Newcastle United do. Daps.
Yeah, it's hard to lead a calm life with a bank balance that is going up by 150 bags a week. Yeah. How can you lead a calm life with that much money, right? And friends that are like, bro, let's go out. It's not going to be a calm life. Like, I can tell you now. So
you're not going out and spending 100 quid.
It's a bigger, and the footballers will be the ones that get the criticism, but we're creating monsters, like we are. And
I'm sorry. I'm gonna speak honestly here, guys. Maybe this is the first time you guys hear me this. I completely disagree with you. I have seen both sides, and it's all about what happens at home. And maybe that doesn't have, as he said, his mom was an alcoholic, and that's family problem. I've seen players with more money being disciplined. We're seeing someone young like Haaland, someone like Grealish, who go party when it's party time, but it's work time when it's work time. And I know it's hard for players, for people that are that rich or make that much money immediately when they're young, to live normally and live a calm life, as Daps say. But I've seen both sides. I'm not going to just sit here and say, yes, there is no fault to the player or what's going around him. It is tough, yes, but it requires discipline, and it comes from home. And I have seen it, and I've seen it with. Listen,
what you just
said.
Let me finish this. What you just said there, Mo, what you just said there is spot on. That you said it's hard. It requires discipline, and it requires what's happening at home. You look at Erling Haaland, his mum and dad.
Some don't have that.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't have that.
I have seen. I've seen two examples for me. Someone who used to play football with us, and he went to play for Dele Alli, which is the biggest club in Africa. Went to play got one of the biggest contracts at that time ever in Egypt, and went to play for the national team. And he started smoking. And he actually in the African Champions League final, Al Ahly was going to Morocco, and he took hash with him in the bag, and he got stopped at the airport. That's how bad it went when he got money. And
but what was his upbringing like?
Exactly. So back home, he wasn't brought up as with more like manners and stuff like this. I'm just gonna say that it was. But however, in the same time, his best friend went to play for another team in the division in Egypt. They like fourth. Al Ahly is the biggest club in Africa. The other guy made less money than him, but his career continued until the age of 35. The other guy's career finished at the age of 25. And he reached a level. You guys, you cannot imagine when you reach a level in Egypt, when you play national team, Egypt is 100 million. This is the most successful nation in Africa, right? And Al Ahly is the biggest club. So it's all about people around you, friendship.
I agree.
And
I agree.
family at home.
But this is
No,
what I'm saying, Mo.
we
But
agree.
for me, because
I just agree with you.
I'm sorry, I keep hearing this, that yes, the people are putting so much money in these guys' hands, but it's not. But this is fame, right? This is fame. This is what happens.
Yeah,
you're an entertainer. You're gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah, but
so
Mo, I agree with you.
I
actually agree. But what I'm saying is, with Dele Alli, for example, is that because his upbringing was really tough, mum alcoholic, didn't have no family, then got brought up by an adopted family, which was only about a 4-year period before he went.
It was.
He's never really had that sort of luxury of having that money as well. He's never really had that sort of great upbringing, like you said. So when he's then been given this great, amount of money, he's been thrown into the limelight, thriving at Spurs, getting thrown into the England team at 18. I'm not saying that, I'm disagreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you, but I feel like Dele Alli has never been able to sort of probably take it all in and, have a debrief to himself and understand everything that's happened, because he's gone from really low to then really high. And also, like you said today, he's never overcome sort of the traumas that he's had. So I feel like with his situation, it is slightly, like I said to you, it's a case by case thing. With Dele Alli,
it is.
He's never had to, never known how to deal with it.
That's the thing. And it is a case by case thing, because everyone's different. Every human's different. So do you know what? There will be some that have also come through hardship, but they've reacted differently, right? Because they are stronger, and that's perfectly fine, right? Everyone is different. Trauma can happen at different ages, different types of trauma.
100%.
Right? You don't even know about trauma. You don't know you've experienced it until you deep it and someone points it out to you, right? It could be staring you in the face, but your whole life you've been so used to it because it happened when you were 3 years old that to you it's normal. Everything's normal. You've grown up with your real dad not being about, and your whole life that's all you've known. So you're like, nah, that's fine. That's all I've known. I'm fine, right? Until someone points out. But interesting, because you've just told me about your daughter, and your daughter, you says, is a little sponge at the age of 3. Your mum and dad broke up when you were 3, but you're telling me you were fine, but you were a little sponge too. And it's only when someone points it out that trauma can happen at every point. Anyone can react differently. And we're not saying Dele Alli should get more of a pass than anyone else or anything, but you have to treat everyone differently. There's stronger people. Raheem Sterling once said something that was so good, right, about racism. Raheem Sterling got massively, what I'm going to say is discriminated, and, comments and this and that. And it was like water off a duck's back. And he just accepted it. He didn't even react to so many things the media did. And then the minute a younger black player got racially abused, Raheem Sterling bit back, right? And he came out and said, listen, I'm a strong, young black man. I'm confident. Say what you want about me. It does nothing to me. I'm too strong. My mum's raised me. I'm strong. I'm lucky to be strong. However, I'm not going to allow other people, because they might not be as strong as me. So I'm not going to allow it, right? And everyone is different. And I think that's where it is. Mo, you are right. Ultimately, you're right.
People
you have around you have to level you out. 100%.
We're all right in our own way. It's just different, like you said, case by case. 100%.
And now that's why we're even talking about Dyche. That we think having someone like Dyche around him. I actually remember the Mourinho interview, the Mourinho and Dele Alli conversation. I thought Mourinho was really good the way he handled that. But
to be fair,
maybe Dele wasn't ready at that point. He wasn't ready.
A lot of people that, if you watch the whole interview, even Mourinho said, even Dele said, what people don't see is the fact that straight afterwards, when he got blown out of proportion that he's lazy, and became the norm for people to throw at him like Fraser in the comments saying that he's lazy because Mourinho said it. Mourinho actually apologized and straight afterwards. It was just at that point he was being lazy. At that moment.
At that point, he was young. We have to remember he was young. People mature at different ages in every walk of life, and maybe now he's at that point where, in hindsight, he's looking back and thinking, I was. But anyway.
And do you know what?
Let's move on.
Yeah, I still think he can turn it around because he's still 27. He's still got football. His football brain is still there. He's played in the Premier League a number of years, and like we said, he's not and to be fair, maybe it's a blessing to me. He's not at a big club like a top 6 club, should we just say, that's going to be like, right, your aims are to get into the Champions League, so you basically have to be winning most of your games each week, otherwise you're under pressure. Is it an Everton team that just survived relegation 2 years in a row? Is that an Everton team where they probably need a bit of a spark actually, because they're going through that sort of time at the moment where the new stadium is being built. I think in a year or 2 years' time that'll be done. So that's going to be sort of new pumping in money. It's a good time to maybe be at that club where you think like, okay, things are at the up. You know, Sean Dyche's coming in. He's a stable manager. He's one of the ones you could see there maybe 2-3 years if things go well. So do I think that Dele Alli can now, you know, get this off his back and go into pre-season at a good time where he's done this interview? He's still got a month before the season starts, gets himself in shape and gives Everton something. I think he can, and I want him to, because I feel like he's been to Turkey. Obviously, his head went in the right place at these times, but he's been to Turkey. Didn't work out there, but I feel like he needs to be in England. I feel like he wants to play in the Premier League. I feel like he's got that hunger in himself to say, do you know what? I don't want to go out like this, and I'm hoping that Sean Dyche can get it out of him. So do I think Dele Alli's done at Everton? I don't. I just want to see if he's actually given a chance.
Do you think he needs tough love though? Do you think he needs tough love?
Hold it there, though, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go on.
Because Jason McNeil said this early. My bad. Let me go through this quick. Otherwise, it'll be his channel day.
Thank you, Jason.
Jason McNeil, big up yourself, man.
Each and every time, Jason.
Love to see you, man. It says, evening, lads. Appreciate the content again. And then Mr. Savre himself says, as a panel, it's not very good looking. Content is great, though. Can't have it all. Fair enough.
Respect the fade. Respect the fade.
Got all different cultures in it tonight.
Yeah. No, I mean, Sav.
Thank you, Mo.
Learn a thing or two off Daps.
And listen, the guy that actually
because Sophia in the comments said the hair looks so good, Daps. So
the guy that did the fade, actually, hold tight, Mick Damiano, bad boy barber. He's an Inter fan, Mo. So I've said that when you're over here, if you need a trim, because I know you will have been away for a while by then. Yeah. You know what? You have to book, to be fair.
Yeah,
but
we can cut your ponytail again and before you grow a new one.
Get the ponytail cut off.
Yeah, that one. But yeah, back to the question.
Tough love. Do you think it's tough love?
Tough love means liking the video as well, because we're 10 off 200, which is low.
Perfect. Okay, good.
And people, do you know what? Let me just say something really, really quick. Last night, by the way, we had a break because we've been going, especially salute to Cass, salute to Mo. We've been going non-stop since, I think, pretty much since the Champions League final, 2 shows a day. Unfortunately, clubs are slowing down business, right? And the preseason hasn't started yet. And we don't want to come on here and give you nonsense content. We don't want to be doing recycled rubbish. Tonight's show's a bit different. We have to come up with subjects. Yeah, 100%. It's good to talk on. But we do have the comments when shows end, not the live chat now. We have the comments when shows end. Please give us feedback. Tell us what you want to see us talk about and all of that, because we're trying to give you content every night. And sometimes, you know what, you might be here right now wanting us to be shameless, but tonight it's not that show. We're talking about real things. And if you like it, cool. If you don't, but please give us some feedback. Anyway, tough love. Mo, do you think... No, in fact, no. Cass, do you think he needs tough love?
It didn't work with Mourinho, so I don't think so. I think he needs the Andy Cole treatment and arm around this. You know, Andy Cole, when he was at Newcastle and stuff, and then Fergie came, and I think even Brian Robson, when he got him at the time, he put the arm around his shoulder, and then he loved it. You know, it's a little bit like
See, the mad thing is, I thought when Frank Lampard brought him in, because although he hadn't come out, I thought, do you know what? To anyone that knows, I think you can look at someone, and me and Cass were speaking him on earlier. Dele's got this look on his face that deep down doesn't look happy to me. It hasn't. It's looked fake since get-go. I could look at the guy, and maybe it's because I know about his past, but thought you're not happy deep down. There's demons in there, and I don't think he's ever deep down looked happy.
Again, if you watch Frank Lampard on a podcast with what's his name again? Stephen Barrett. Is it Barrett?
Bartlett.
Like he was talking, all he knows is tough love, and that's come from his dad. His dad was tough and harsh.
Probably. You're right. I don't know. I just thought,
but maybe at the time, you want to do the opposite then. Like if you've been used to tough love all the time, maybe you want the Luke Shaw, where you know what, I'm gonna put an arm around you. I believe in what you do, and it's worked for him. Maybe he needs a bit of an opposite.
It worked with Sterling. So and we were going to talk on Sterling. It worked with Sterling when Pep came in and put his arm around him and said, "Listen, you're a big." So.
football-wise, Everton don't have anybody similar to Dele Alli. Everton don't have anybody a second striker. The closest one to him is Alex Iwobi, and he plays from the sides. Dwight McNeil play from the sides. Neil Mopey
Actually,
up
better
top.
through the middle
Calvert-Lewin.
of Obi, probably.
But no, he played kind of from the right side. He went for a really strong midfield. Onana, Idrissa Gana Gay, and I can't remember the third one that played there.
Under Dyche, yeah, you're right.
Under Dyche and the Corey as well. Like Sean Dyche plays really strong midfield fight. So maybe I'm gonna like revisit what I said. Maybe Dele Alli can provide something they don't have. Maybe if he can go even to 50% of the seasons that he had with double digits in goals and assists and 20 goal contribution, 3 seasons from 2015-16. I remember him like he was always great behind Harry Kane, behind that striker, running in the 18 at the right time,
being the
ahead
box
of
at the
Kane.
right time, Mo.
Yes,
He's unreal at that, man.
Being ahead of Kane, deeper to work. So I think maybe Dele Alli provides something different. Does footballing wise as well, does Sean Dyche play with someone like this ever? He doesn't. That's the problem.
I think
where does he fit?
Actually,
I
I
don't
think
know.
he can. If he wants to go back to like let's say a 4-4-2, right, and he puts him as a higher type attacking mid that can do
like
the
a
doggy work he used to do.
4-4-1-1.
Yeah, like that, and have Dominic Calvert-Lewin and a Wobie off the left or right.
Well, you got hold on. We just thrown in a caveat there. Can Lewin stay fit?
Yeah, true, but they're going to be.
Can Lewin play football? That's the question.
Yeah, no, I think if you can keep them fit, it kind of reminds me of a rigid team that can do something.
Worrying. We're resting Dele's comeback on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That is worrying, bro.
But they lack goals. I just think Everton need a good season for themselves. And you know what? This all comes down to what does Dele want. If he's so focused on everything and hungry, that could be dangerous again for the league in terms of Everton, anyways. And you know they're kind of annoying to play against at times. And then the last person you want to be getting in a fight with is probably Dele Alli, to be fair, because he ain't gonna back down. They're just gonna be dickheads. They're gonna turn into like Detroit Pistons probably next season, I'd say.
Well, you know, especially what Dyche said at the end of the season was very clear for me, where he said, "Look, I get everyone says it's not good enough where Everton have been. I get it. Trust me, I've lived it. I know what needs to change at this football club. I've known for months, but now we have the summer to get it there. And to me, it's exactly what you said. Dyche is going to bring in Dyche football for Everton, and he's going to make sure that they are not in a relegation battle again."
Yeah, I just
the problem, Cass. Do you think? Question for you, Cass. Do you think Dele Alli's? Like I watched Dele Alli's life once, right, with Spurs when I went to England in 2019. Yeah. He was still, I'm being honest here, he was still the laziest guy on the pitch, but he scored a goal because he timed his run correctly. Do you think Sean Dyche, with the work ethics that he always talks about, the work ethics, can have someone like Dele Alli on the pitch?
Well, yeah, maybe it's not his game, right, to do all the doggy leg work and stuff like that. But that's the whole point of building a team around someone, and it depends. And
or changing the person, saying how much do you want it? Can you work hard?
If someone's going to get into your head, it's probably going to be Sean Dyche, right? And I just feel like it's with him, obviously, just to wrap up the Dele Alli talk. It's just again, man. I think it comes down to your own self, your personnel, and how much you want it, and how much you want to move for next season. Because if you can get maybe a move, someone more suited, let's say De Zerbi's there, Brighton might be a good do with Danny Welbeck, might be a good move for you. Get to Aston Villa, Emery, bit of a different type of system, but he could work. Behind Ollie Watkins, especially behind Ollie Watkins, I think he'd be sick. Again, I think it's all down to personnel and what you want to do in life.
Do you know what? There's going to be other people. So we've all focused on Dyche, and Dyche is going to put his arm around him. But I'm telling you now, Dele Alli's inbox today, off of ex-pro footballers, current footballers, will be going wild, or his WhatsApp, because a lot of them have his number. Every single one will be reaching out to him, So there's going to be players, and I'm just going to give an example, right? It's mad because he's probably drunk right now, But Jack Grealish, as an example, because Calvin Phillips has spoke a lot on Jack Grealish and the impact Jack Grealish has had on him this season, and we have to get out of the frame of mind right now where Grealish is today, He's on holiday, but all season Grealish has been performing at a high level, fit as hell, and Calvin Phillips has spoke on that he's realised working hard and being the fittest, he said he's the fittest he's ever been at City, what that's done for him. That someone like him reaching out and saying, "Look, Dele, you're more talented than me, bro, but sometimes you do have to work hard. You can't just get it on talent." Like, but I've had the best summer, I've had the best year. If you want that, you just have to knuckle down. You do have to, and you know what? You do have to do the legwork. You can't, there's not much space in this league now for luxury players. Luxury players are a thing of the past. Like, the best managers don't really F with luxury players, right? They want players, luxury players get sold. They want players that will work, track back, and do all of that. And I just think it's interesting to watch Dele Alli, because I think he's going to have all the help he needs now. And it's now up to him and over to you, bro. How much do you want it? Like, because if you want it, we're all going to help you. The whole football community will help you. But how much do you want it?
Yeah, it's true. Jason McNeil says Dele's next step if he doesn't stay at Everton. I think we just covered that slightly.
Right.
Well,
Villa's a good shout as well, you know.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Big up for the super chat there. Moving on, right? Other candidates I would say that obviously selected on here. Darwin Nunez had to go through therapy because of social media and obviously probably new country, and it's just different surroundings to what you're used to. That's another guy. And obviously Jadon Sancho, who's had troubles last season, and people just don't learn. Like, don't get me wrong. There's the questions if you didn't want to get sold or not. I want to put it towards Darwin Nunez first, because he's just taken the number 9. And that's a big number for Liverpool Football Club at this current moment of time as well.
What, has he just changed?
Yeah, he changed his number. Yeah. And if you're going to do that, that's a lot of weight on your shoulders. And maybe that's probably because he's meant for mental health. Like, I think Darwin Nunez, it comes down to him mentally. I don't think there's actually much wrong with his ability at football, right? Like, he doesn't look like a footballer, but he gets into positions where you got talent, bro. But for me, it's all down to his mental side of the game, because he did get 16 goals last year in all comps, right?
That's not
and
bad.
He's there. You're not starting at this moment current in time.
Yeah.
And because he reacts to everything, not any little thing, everything. He doesn't know how to just say, whatever. He's a hothead like Dele Alli.
Yeah, do you know what? Sometimes in a team, actually, if they're losing a Fabinho and Henderson, just throwing it out there, when it looks like games are getting gritty, or they need someone that can, throw their body about, a bit like a Grealish he's going to get in your face, or a Dele Alli who used to do that for Spurs. If Darwin Nunez is going to be like that, sometimes in your team you actually need that. So I feel like maybe it might enable him to come into his own. And I actually think the number 9 thing could be a good thing. I feel like what you just said went under the radar. He did score 16 goals last season. And yes, his performances weren't great, but I feel like he's one of them players that I always he causes chaos. And I think when he was starting on the left, sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. When he was coming off the bench and playing as a number 9, sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. But, teams have a high line. He always gets in behind, whether he's offside or not. You always know that he's a threat. And even as a Man United fan, if we're playing up against Darwin Nunez, whether his technical ability isn't that great or not, I always know that he's a threat because he can score goals. And I feel like with him, last season, he was under a lot of pressure, obviously getting compared to Haaland first. And then obviously done well in that Community Shield game. It's like he set the bar quite high of the expectations, and he didn't quite live up to it, but he still got 16 goals. And I feel like what Jurgen Klopp's done now is maybe just switch the psychology. Instead of saying, do you know what? I don't think you're going to work at this club, or, Cody Gakpo is going to be my main number 9. I'm going to give you that number 9 shirt and say, right, go out there, improve on last season and do what you can do best. Because we all know Darwin Nunez can score goals. And I just feel like some players can sort of get a bit shy in the number 9 shirt because they're not sort of killers. I actually look at Darwin Nunez as more like a goal scorer rather than sort of a footballing striker. And I feel like he might thrive in that number 9 now, because he's like, do you know what? The manager is putting trust and putting faith in me. Instead of waiting to give the number 9 to a summer signing next season or not giving it to anyone at all, I feel like certain players will actually be like, do you know what? Thank you, manager. You're putting some trust and some faith in me, and I'm going to try and show you why you've done that. And I feel like with him and that South American attitude, the way he has got that fight in him, like Cass said, and I think some of the players that are leaving, Fabinho, Henderson, who did give them that, he can now step up and sort of give them that side as well. So if it's me and I'm looking at the way Nunez is going into this season, I would be feeling positive in terms of him within himself. I'm not saying as Liverpool fans you're going to expect anything wonders, but if I was having a mentality thing and looking at myself in the mirror as Darwin Nunez, I'm like, do you know what? Second season, number 9, managers having faith in me. Like he it's time for him to now show the manager of why he's giving him the number 9. So I think it could work in a positive. That's my mentality. I think it could work as a positive.
It can, however.
You don't think it will?
I knew Mo. I knew Mo had.
That's why. Yeah.
Listen, bro. Listen, Darwin Nunez has 2 attributes. That's what I saw last year. I'm not gonna sit here and do like what other people do. I watched all his games at Benfica. I didn't, right? But he scored a lot of goals, right? What I saw from him last year is speed. He's the fastest player in the Premier League, actually, recorded this year. And he scored a couple of goals being a fox in the box. Okay? So these two attributes don't go together. The problem with him, these two don't go together. You like being speedy requires good touch to be able to dribble with the ball, finish at the end. While being fox in the box, you can be an Alan Shearer like this. You know what I mean? You can be someone like that, a fox in the box. Even Haaland, it requires you to play for someone like City. Even Haaland, in the beginning, he was running behind defenses, and then at the end, it turned to be he is at the right time, at the right place all the time. People provide to him, he is right there. That's Darwin Nunez. But Liverpool don't play that way. Mo Salah is a goal scorer. Luis Diaz is a goal scorer. He has attributes. And Darwin Nunez needs a team to work around him, not the other way around. Cody Gakpo works for Liverpool. That's what I saw at the end of the season. But Mo Salah plays for himself. Mane used to play for himself. I'm not sure how can Liverpool, I'm talking football-wise. I'm not talking mental. I'm not talking anything. That's based on it. Based on what I saw last year, Darwin Nunez needs a team to work around what he can do. Liverpool Football Club don't do that. Liverpool Football Club is a system team, right? And he doesn't thrive in this. I don't see him unless he changes dramatically the way he plays.
Can I throw?
Or Liverpool change, right? Or Liverpool.
Yeah, of course. Or so you can change it 10 players. That's
You reckon
if I throw a cannonball back at you, then potentially
no, because Trent could pick out runs from him all day.
Yeah,
long.
absolutely.
Trent can pick out runs, but also if you look at Liverpool, and I agree with you, Mo, in terms of it's a system and it is a team thing rather than individual. When you look at Liverpool's midfield in the last few years since Coutinho's left, they have definitely lacked that creativity. It's been relied on energy, legs, outdoing teams that sort of way. With their signings of McAllister, who is probably going to play as a number 8, but I'm looking at more Szoboszlai. There you go. Szoboszlai coming in. He is a goal scoring, a creative sort of output player as well. And I'm just thinking if he can get in them sort of little pockets that Coutinho used to get in, because I haven't had that for a few years, that might enable Liverpool to get more out of Darwin Nunez. I'm not going to say it's going to be, oh my God, we're going to see a massive change. However, if you've got someone in that sort of position, you've got a bit of guile, and Nunez kind of knows, right, do you know what? I'm probably going to get slipped through. I can make this run because XYZ might find me. That might enable Liverpool to get the best out of Nunez. And I'm just saying with that midfield signing, that's something we haven't seen with Liverpool. No creative spark in the last 3 years. It has been wingers doing the output or the wing backs doing the output. They might have something different now, so it can help him.
I was thinking that as well. With a different midfield, he might.
Yeah, it might help him.
Yeah,
we don't know.
This is hypothetical. I know you asked me. I'm gonna let Cass because Cass was away. Just go ahead, Cass.
No, that's what I was going to say. I think Liverpool changed everything for their attack in general. Anyways, everything changed at Liverpool Football Club next season. No matter what midfield they get and how dangerous it might be to get a new free. It doesn't matter. I just think it changes everything for them. Whether it don't work in the first 5 games, I guarantee it works in the next 15 after that. You know, that's the way I look at it.
So I actually think that the signings that Liverpool made and the way Gakpo played at the end of the season and Luis Diaz is a carbon copy from how Firmino used to play, how Mane used to play off the left from Luis Diaz, and Szoboszlai and McAllister both are really good replacements for people that will run in the 18, get you some goals. I'm not sure where number 9 fits here. Like, where does the number 9? Like, Gakpo is the one who will Luis Diaz and Salah. Darwin Nunez can come off the bench, provide.
You're saying Darwin Nunez is a new?
No, yes, he's like he can provide a number 9 inside the box if they are pressed, which is I see Liverpool being pressed next year, to be honest, because Jurgen Klopp at his best, nobody can press Liverpool. Even Man City used to trade halves when Liverpool were good, one half. So where does the Nunez play? Off the bench as a number 9 if they're losing. If they're winning and have the ball, it's Cody Gakpo and the wingers are running. Trent playing Salah behind, playing Luis Diaz behind, even Szoboszlai making a late run in the 18.
Jota can probably fit into Darwin.
I'm looking at Darwin Nunez and I'm like, you're really a number 9 or someone playing the counter attack as you were in Benfica in the Champions League. Liverpool don't play either. So I see your point that you think Mo Salah will assist Darwin Nunez. I don't think so. I think Mo Salah plays. I think Luis Diaz is more of a goal-scoring winger. Szoboszlai is a guy that is a goal-scoring midfielder. So I see your point only about McAllister, but the rest of them are a carbon copy of how Liverpool used to play when they are at the top. You know what I mean?
Can I ask an open question? Can I ask an open question to the panel then? Because I know we want to do Sancho as well. In terms of next season, Premier League, who scores more goals in the league? Gakpo or Nunez?
Who starts more?
Bro,
it depends.
At this rate, Gakpo.
Gakpo starts for me, bro.
Do I think Gakpo is going to get more goals than Nunez, though? No. I think Gakpo is going to have a better season.
Yeah, so I'm asking not who starts more, who gets more Premier League goals.
I don't. I'm like Mo when Mo spoke on Benfica. I've got to be honest on Liverpool. I don't watch much of Liverpool. Right, when they were that good, I didn't want to watch them because they were my rivals. I didn't want to see them win. And now I don't support Liverpool, so I don't watch that much of them. But what I have seen of Gakpo, I like. And from what I hear off of Liverpool fans, what they've seen of Gakpo, they like. They compare Gakpo a bit to Firmino, say that he can be more of a link up.
He can do that role better. Yeah.
And then you even
in terms of goals, sometimes Firmino gets done the role, but you don't score loads of goals. That's what I'm saying. Do you think even with the if he starts, who scores more goals? That's why the question.
But I'd fire a question back and say, but with Darwin in the team or with Gakpo in the team, which team scores more goals?
For team, I think Liverpool with Gakpo.
So you go with Gakpo then?
As a team, yeah, I agree. But in terms of my question was individually, though.
It should never matter. It should never matter. If and Liverpool fans should know this because they've won leagues, that it doesn't matter whether you've got one player getting 60 goals or 10 players getting 62 goals. You go with the 10 players getting 62.
Oh, I agree with you, but I was just asking it because I think it's an interesting question of who scores more league goals.
I want to go Nunez.
Yeah, I'd go Nunez. I think Nunez will come.
I'm going to say Gakpo is more appreciated because he had to do more work, and obviously, see Gakpo doing less work might be a different story. But with Nunez, I can just see if Trent's out wide again, if he is out wide, whipping in them balls into the box. Nunez sniffs them out, man. Yeah. And if he can just get that goal scoring touch, he's there.
And I do believe Nunez has shown us like so many other players that maybe suffer, to be fair. He's a confidence player. And I honestly believe if Nunez scores a couple of goals early doors, he could score a lot of goals next season.
I think that number 9 shirt will give him that confidence. That's the manager believing in you.
I do think Nunez, if you deep it, first season, he didn't have a bad season. It's just unfortunate that he was being compared to someone else. Like I think as a first season, and he's still young. We're acting like he's a prime 27-year-old.
Community Shield got played, I was like, this is it.
This is not a 27, 28-year-old coming to the Premier League.
Based on what I watched in Liverpool last year, he doesn't have a footballer's touch. I know that's pretty harsh. Just saying. For me, he has a touch of Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, maybe.
I know that's harsh. But I'm speaking honestly. What I saw every time he tried to dribble, make a pass, or try to dribble with the ball or run with the ball in tight spaces, he is awkward on the ball.
As long as he's got Petey singing his songs for him, making new songs, that new one, dancing, something like Fire on the Dance Floor, that song by who sung that song? Who's that by again?
Fire in the Dance Floor. Who's that?
Sean Kingston, no. No, it's not.
Murder? Do you mean Murder on the Dance Floor?
Oh, Fire on the Dance Floor, no.
I don't know.
Someone in the comment said something.
I'm right. It's Sean Kingston, Fire on the Dance Floor. Yeah,
I'm meaning a different song then, bro. I'm meaning Murder on the Dance Floor.
This guy that makes new songs about this guy is hilarious. I love him.
Sean Kingston, right? Is he still about?
Someone literally said in the comments, said, if Darwin Nunez can shoot, easily will get 20 goals.
Easily will get what?
Easy will get 20 goals. Like the if that he said is like if Darwin Nunez can shoot. I'm like, if you cannot shoot, how you become a footballer? It's unbelievable.
The last part I'm going to move on to then is Sancho for the last 10 minutes because we're going to talk mental health. We're going to talk about a guy that gets into the social media light and doesn't get spoken about nicely. Even I want him sold at this point in time because I just don't think he's good enough. I'm not going to cuss him and call him fat and all this kind of stuff. Recently, even yesterday, he looked trim. Like he looked like he was on it. He looked fit. He was pressing. The only thing that was just a bit of a letdown was sometimes there was a touch, and you can just evidently see that even when he plays centre forward, he's not a centre forward, man. It's
Oh,
easy.
no,
Like,
he's not centre
you need
forward.
someone
Hell
to,
no.
if there was a vocal point, it would have been a different story. But he looks good though. It's
He's
just,
not centre. Come on, man. He's not centre
no,
forward.
no,
Never
no.
has
But
been.
it's just
Never
the way
will.
he's looking. He just looked
I
on it.
couldn't believe it. Rants and Flawless was saying the other day. Oh no, Flawless was saying on Rancy's show that if Sancho has a future at United, it's down the middle. I was like, Flawless.
No. But can I ask, right? So, because I didn't watch the game, Cass. So, what was he being played down the middle?
Yeah, because we had no vocal
Okay.
point.
So for me personally, if a player's confidence is not high, right, don't play them out of position. That's not going to help them. Like, and I'm not getting Ten Hag. I rate Ten Hag,
and down the middle.
If someone's confidence is not high, yeah, put them where they're comfortable. Like, because they need to build their confidence back up. Don't go and throw them in a position.
But it's what we had available at the time. Not everyone's there in it, so he's not going to
pick someone that's confidence is still high, not someone whose confidence is on the floor.
Yeah, about that one, we had one centre forward in that whole squad, and that man was what's his name again? Joe Hugo, and he's a youngster, and he scored. To be fair,
never heard.
I'm not really going to say too much from. I'm not really going to say too much from that one game. However, when we are talking on Jadon Sancho, it is a big season for him. It is a big season because I feel like on the left-hand side, right, you've got Rashford at the moment, you've got Garnacho on the left, and that's the two players right now. You've got up front, okay, striker potentially, then you've got Martial and Rashford can play central as we've seen. On the right-hand side, you've got Anthony and you've got Ahmad who could potentially stay and play on the right.
Or Palestri.
The thing is, say again?
Or Palestri.
Or Palestri, who might go unknown. But the thing is, the point I'm getting at as well for Sancho is that personally for me, his best position has been on the right wing, as we saw towards the end of last season, and we saw in pre-season last year. The big question mark that Sancho has hanging over his head is he a better footballer than Anthony playing on the right-hand side when things are going well? You probably could say he is actually, because he has an attacking threat. He's good at linking up with the little 1-2s and getting in the pockets and stuff like that. Anthony's another player that's got a big second season ahead of him. However, when you're Eric Ten Hag, right, and Mo will probably see where I'm coming from on this as well. When you're Eric Ten Hag, you come from a new league and you come in and bring in Anthony and you bring in someone like Martinez, is to say, right, I'm signing you two because you know the system and you'll be able to help me get my system across to the other players as quick as possible in them certain areas. Now, with Anthony, he is going to start. When he's fit, me and Cass have seen it, I'll probably say when he's fit, he starts 90% of the games. He's hardly on the bench. He's going to start for Eric Ten Hag. Why? Because he's Eric Ten Hag's £80 million big signing. Eric Ten Hag is not going to just drop him to the bench. So for Sancho to get in on the right-hand side, he's going to have to play exceptionally well to outdo Anthony. And I feel sorry for Sancho in that sense, because I do think he can do that. But it's up to the manager to say, right, you know what, Sancho, you're playing really well. Anthony, you're going to go on my bench, even though you're at my £80 million signing, because he's not getting in on the left, because the pace and the power and the explosiveness of Garnacho and Rashford, they've got that on lock. So it's either on the right wing or nowhere. And with Anthony and Ahmad also going to be lingering, it's going to be hard for Sancho, because Cass, the only problem I have with Sancho is you can't throw him in for one. He's not that type of player. Mo will get it. You can't throw him in for one game and think he's going to just drop a 10 out of 10. You have to play him for 3 or 4 games to get his rhythm, and he won't get that. So
I can't lie.
You guys think?
Only way
I see it is, bro. You know what
Mo
they say?
Feel bad for someone. That's mad.
They say preseason no matter. Sancho, if he wants any sniff of this first team, he needs to be putting a better performance than Anthony.
Now.
That's simple as that. And from now
pre-season, 100%. Pre-season's the time to impress.
To be honest, listen,
I feel bad. I would loan him out otherwise and go get a fee next season.
Why do you feel bad for him, Mo, then, as well? Like, I mean,
listen, I watched at that time when he played at Dortmund. I watched a bit of a Bundesliga. He averaged 1 GA a game for 3 seasons. Right? He was so good, and I thought Man United would get it. To be honest, I thought you're getting another CR7. I literally thought this is the future of Man United's wingers. Right? It was Rashford and him, and then he just hit that dip in form, and he couldn't. But I'm gonna say something, Ty, that you said. He said this is a big season for Sancho. It's not this season. It was last season. It's a new manager, new system, not a lot of pressure, and he should have performed better, but he didn't. And with that, all the mental thing that went with him, and he went to the Netherlands for the treatment and all the stuff, that was the season last year. I think he fell out of favor. I think, as Cass said, it's going to be only preseason. I don't see Eric Ten Hag giving him any chances in the season. Not at all. Not a sniff. Unless it's a cup game or a game that is not important. Again, it's like a tier 4 team in
We
the
have
Champions League.
League every 3 days in them 6 segments.
But it doesn't matter. I think he will be 5th choice winger, guys. It will be Garnacho, Rashford, probably Ahmad, or even Palestri and Anthony before him, because performances talk for themselves. Listen, Palestri every time he stepped on the pitch, he looked hungry. He looked like he want to play.
Yeah,
Sancho
exactly.
didn't.
The way I look at it,
the
way I look at it, you'd think supplying someone like an in behind striker like Rashford, you'd have thought Sancho on the left and Thingy on the right, Anthony would be a situation like that. That sounds creative.
Well, I've seen Bruno.
It might change it a little bit.
I've seen Bruno. I've seen Bruno and Eriksen lay off passes to Rashford. Yeah, that is exactly the type of thing that Sancho used to do for Haaland, right? But his confidence is not there at the moment. Last summer, there was a period when I think Ten Hag first got there and he was playing.
Yeah, it was Martial, Rashford, and Sancho. And that was his best part.
And it was cooking.
How long is Garnacho going to be an impact sub for as well? Have you considered that? How long?
Bro, 100%. Listen, 100%. The fact that he's not even there yet, is he? He's still.
No, he's coming on 19 years of age, or he might.
Well,
be
we all know that he's one to watch for. Yeah, he's hungry as hell. And every time, this is the thing. Remember Dele Alli, right? When Dele Alli got bought by Tottenham, they loaned it back out to MK Dons. So when it hit summer, they said, "Come on tour with us." Yeah, which is what managers always do. They're young, up and coming stars. They go, "Come on tour with us," because I want to see your impact. But the impact has to be big. If the impact is not big, like McAtee, I wanted McAtee last summer to have a big impact to be around the squad. He didn't. He got loaned out to Sheffield United. Now he's going to get another chance this summer, right? Dele Alli got that chance at Tottenham, and I think in his first game he megged someone playing for Real Madrid. He had an impact. Like Foden, when Foden first played for City on tour, my God, the amount of touches he had, yeah. And Garnacho, he gets given a chance, he's going to take it. I watched some of the United game yesterday. Do you know what? Actually, I genuinely think in the second half, didn't see the first half. Second half with the youngers on, they played some really good football, right? Really, really promising football. That if that is the type of football that Ten Hag's going to play, I get it. It was nice, progressive football. With Sancho, the problem is he's a confidence player, and is he going to get enough time to get his confidence up? Because he's got too many people sniffing. Look, with Anthony, and me as a neutral who wants to call him fidget spinner, I want to slander Anthony, yeah. But I'll be honest with you. When I see Anthony, I see a threat, yeah.
Do you know what? He plays with that aggression that you can see he's still on the pitch.
He looks like a threat. Now, then Cass will tell me, oh no, it's how he gets back and he tracks back and the work rate of him. I don't see that because I don't watch you enough. But Cass will tell me about that. I'm seeing a threat. The minute Anthony gets a bit more, when I say the finished product, whether it be a cross or whether it be a goal,
productivity in,
the numbers. Minute he does that, he's not going to be moved from that team.
That's what I'm saying. He's not moving.
If he's got work rate, he's dangerous. And if he gets his consistency and his output up, Sancho has not got a chance in hell in getting that team, especially if you get a striker. Because if you get a striker and that pushes Rashford wide left, and then you've got Garnacho sniffing about, you've got other youngers coming through. Sancho's confidence is going to get lower and lower and lower, and it's mad.
And then you're not going to probably play central because now Mason Mount's coming, so that's another.
I'm gonna be real. I don't see Ahmad staying this season. I think he needs a Premier League loan or a high quality loan. I don't see it. I can't see it.
He'll judge after this pre-season. He's the one that
I can't see it. I think he's going to go full on Nell for Palestri. I don't see Palestri going on loan. I just don't. Sancho, he might have to keep him because he's got no choice.
Yeah, we have to. The money he's on. Yeah, you can't.
You know what? The only other suspectful thing about Anthony, he's a bit injury prone, isn't it? At this moment of time, he's always missing games.
Cat, I'm glad you said it. I've been clocking that.
Yeah.
He's injured now.
This is what I'm saying. Like, he's always
how injured are players during? But do you know what?
He's missed game against you. He missed the game against you. He missed one game against you. I think it was at Old Trafford, if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure. He missed like 6-7 games towards Christmas, if I'm correct there as well. And after that, he went missing where Sancho was playing in his position all the time.
Yeah.
He was nailed on games. I think it was against Leicester. I'm like, where's this guy at? Like, he's always got some sort of toe injury.
Yeah, because you remember he nearly missed. Yeah, he nearly
sounds like United down to a T.
Final, didn't he?
I
Missed
just
the
that's
FA
what.
Cup final as well.
Oh yeah, and also that's what I
Yeah.
what I think. I can. No, you know what? It's out of our man and Palestri to have a good preseason again, but I
Yeah,
just
it's out of them two. Yeah, battle it off.
if you want an inverted left-footed guy, because you've got to remember how many left-footed guys have we got in the team that can do what.
That's why I think Ahmad might have a potential.
I want Ahmad to stay.
Yeah,
I saw him
The one thing I'd say
just-
Sancho's got going for him is, as one of your senior players, because he's a senior player, he's back from the start of the tour, right? And because of his wage, because of his price tag, he will get given a chance, right? So now he will be given a chance. Yeah, you're going to see him starting, and this is the same with Calvin Phillips. I've been very clear that Calvin Phillips has to be the first person through the door on Monday, has to be in shape, has to take every single opportunity, right? This is where you are at these type of clubs, that if you get given an opportunity in pre-season after having a bad season, and maybe for whatever reason, you have to take those opportunities. Yep. Sancho will be given an opportunity this pre-season before, I mean, Rashford probably won't play till your last game. Like, he probably won't even play till maybe half your last game.
Games anyway.
So, and that's what he won't play till later on, and then it'll only be half. So Sancho will be given a chance.
You're right in terms of with Sancho and players that need to sort of make their mark. When it comes to the first game of the season, Sancho should be one of the fittest there, ready to go in the first game of the season. And I agree with you on that. And you know,
I think Sancho will be given a chance for his game, and then if it doesn't work, he'll be sold.
Yeah, you could just get changed straight up in it.
I think Ten Hag will know before the first game. Ten Hag will know through friendlies. He'll know through his work.
That's what I mean.
Mo just said he was
that's what I mean. It's going to be a friendly game, and he's going to be given a chance one game or something. It's just
you know what?
They're going to put him. They're going to try to negotiate with someone to cut their losses and get some money up for him.
Nah, he's got one more year. Right. He's definitely got one more year.
No, he's not.
So he got one more year. You're saying
you're right. He's right, because Chris Wheeler and people like that are saying that they keep saying who's on the transfer list.
Yeah, if 45 million or whatever,
he's going to get rid of him. If Sancho's here and ready to fight for
his
position.
How long has he been with you? 1 or 2 seasons?
2 seasons.
2 seasons.
Remember, if he starts the first game of the
2 seasons is dangerous grounds.
Wolves, right? If he starts against Wolves and he has got awful game, I guarantee in August, Ten Hag's going to look to sell him. That's his chance. That's it. That's what I think Mo says. I would be selling. If he has an awful game against Wolves, which he probably will start at the start of the season, sell him. I'm only giving him one chance. And he's got, out of those 5 games, if he doesn't impress me in at least 3 out of 5 of them, you know, if he gets given that many games, get rid of him before the international break, in my opinion, man. Just cut your losses.
Ty. If he doesn't have a good time,
do you know what it is? Do you know what it is for me? It's because the Champions League, Mo, and the quality of depth we don't have. That's what makes me.
I think, Ty. I think you're still thinking about Sancho. Of me and Cass always debate on this on the afternoon shows. You're still thinking of Sancho of the Dortmund guy.
I'm not.
This is 3 years ago.
I never thought he's gonna make. I don't think he's gonna make it United.
Based on now, Sancho isn't good for the bench of Man United. Isn't good. Based on now, you are still thinking like what Arsenal think about Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz of Leverkusen. Jadon Sancho now should be outside of your 18 or 21 going to every game. Champions League or league game. He only can play against lower tier teams. You know, with all due respect to the teams that are from like the 14th,
he hasn't got the
Champions
intensity
League,
that the Premier League wingers that succeed have.
It's not that. It's not that. I think it's confidence. To be honest, I think the guy has the talent. We've seen it, right? We've seen it with England. We've seen it with Dortmund. It doesn't go away, but it's confidence. And I think if he's going to be, I think I agree with Cass in this. He might not even be given a chance in the Premier League because the market now is aggressive. I think he might be given chances in the friendlies. And that's it. They're going to have a deal aligned with somebody because if he doesn't do well, he's going to be 20 million and you're going to have another Lukaku on your hand.
It'll be interesting. We'll see. I just don't think we've got the quality in depth with the Champions League. But
I'm not being funny.
Yeah,
man. I just don't fancy 350k just to sit on the bench and do nothing. That's why it's like Harry Maguire. As much as Harry Maguire, I rate what Harry Maguire's doing, innit? He's doing his own personal training.
Get him out.
Oh, wait. Hear me out. He's doing his own personal training, because we were doing the same thing about Rashford and stuff like that. So you got.
I've never thought I'd hear Cass actually backing his boy.
I didn't back him yet. You
backing his boy, His boy.
Come back and back your boy. He's come back. Cass has grown up and now he's backing his boy.
All I'm saying, you got to keep the same energy for certain players, and that's what I'm doing for Maguire right now. And you didn't hear me out yet. He's doing his personal program. He's trying to be the best version of himself. He's doing personal training like Aaron Wan-Bissaka did, and he proved himself. But with Aaron, the only thing with Maguire is that he cost 80 million, and the best position he can get to is maybe 4th choice centre back. That's why I don't want him. I'm just being fair. That's the only reason why I don't want to give him a chance. It's just you can't have 80 million pounds sitting on the bench. And
He should be at Everton.
I can't have 72 million pounds sitting on the bench wondering if he's going to get good anymore because he's playing FC for some man. I'm just not doing that. That's it.
Yeah. If we sign a winger, then Sancho can leave. But for quality of the squad depth,
we don't need one. Why do we need one? We got Ahmad and Palestri. We don't need another winger.
Yeah, but I just don't think they're fully ready. But we'll see, man. We'll see.
But you want
great show, by the way. Great show. I hope people are smashing up. We got to be over 250 likes, surely.
You've signed a winger in Mason Mount. When Amrabat shows up at the door, it will be Amrabat, Casemiro.
We on 250 likes. We got to be.
Yeah. We're over it. But guys, if you can smash the like on the way out, leave a comment, drop a comment. If you can drop at least 200 comments
what time are we back tomorrow?
Probably 2:30, 2 o'clock, same as always.
10 p.m. tomorrow night. We've got a panel already lined up for tomorrow.
I'm on tomorrow night as well, actually.
And people, please,
I'm sorry.
Please, in the comments, not the live chat. When the show ends, go in the comments, feedback, anything you want us to discuss over the next couple of weeks. Because those nights where we're struggling because Fabrizio hasn't got a tap in or Ornstein's still on holiday with his other half, we need your help with debates. So please give us some debates, and we'll give you what you need. Everyone sleep well.
Friday tomorrow. Let's go.
Yay.